Hello, everyone. How are you? I'm Khadija Stewart of Deej's Diverse Training Services. And I want to start off by talking about business planning, right? It's that one thing that no one wants to do. Everybody puts off to the side. I think I'm going to get someone else to do it for me. All of those excuses. That's kind of why we say business planning to the rescue, right? I am your business coach and trainer, where we do everything based upon the business plan. So, what I want to talk about today is why I have business planning to the rescue, right? Why would she start off rescuing somebody? Well, most business owners that come to me as clients are coming to me because they have not done their business plan and they're in some kind of situation where they need their business plan, investing, partners, program, funding. If you don't have a business plan, we always say you're going to fail. That's exactly what the next step is if you don't have your business plan. So today I'm going to explain to you exactly why your business plan is important and how you can actually utilize your business plan every step of the way in growing your business. A lot of people don't realize that, you need a business plan to make money. You say, why is that, right? Why is your business plan important? It's because as an owner of a business, you need to have a roadmap, a direction. And if you don't have that direction and that roadmap planned out, written out, organized, thought out, researched out, where are you going? Where are you going? And this is something that I tell business owners all the time. Take the time to complete the business plan. A lot of people want to talk about the one-page business plan. I don't recommend those. At one time or another, we were doing them, but I don't recommend them because I think it takes more than just one page to capture exactly what your business is doing. And for most investing and loans, you're going to need more than just one page. But I guarantee you, with the business plan, you definitely will be able to make money and grow your business. So we talked about the roadmap, right? That roadmap. So if you're going to take a trip or you're going to take a vacation, most times you're going to plot out, what are we going to do on this vacation? Where are we going to go? What kind of things are we going to experience? Why are we taking a vacation, right? A roadmap. And that's exactly what you need to do for your business. So what I'm going to do later on in my workshop is I'm going to actually help you decide exactly who you're targeting in your business. So if we could, Tikwa, if you can help me out a little bit, we can find out how many people in here actually have written a business plan. I'm curious to see if we can find out that. I'm going to wait for that in the chat, because that's very key. Because if you haven't written a business plan, then there's some things and some tips that I want to give you going forward to where you can start doing it. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize, is that starting your business plan literally is making an outline, right? We have this saying at Deej's Diverse Training Services, BOPE: brainstorm, organize, plan, and then execute. So first you want to get all of your ideas out, right? Everything that you want to do with your business while you're starting your business. You don't have to be specific. They can just be words. And then you want to organize them, right? We're going to organize them into step by step things that we may need to do, take. But that's what the business plan is for. It's going to tell you what those steps should be if, in fact, you're going to have a successful business. And then you're going to plan it out. How are we going to get from plan A to plan B? How are we going to get from step 1 to step 2? Am I going to be selling a product? If I'm going to be selling a product, where I'm going to be selling it? How much am I going to sell it for? There's a strategy behind all of that. And without a business plan, you don't know exactly how to actually reach at, grab, and determine what is the best strategy for what you are selling. Then there's branding. Who are you in the market? Are you competing with, and who are you competing with? What do you represent? What colors come to mind when we think about your business? All of these are things that you cover in your business plan. But if you haven't taken the time to think them out, organize them, and put them into some type of roadmap or business plan, where are you going to go with it? You really don't know. So that's why I started off with business planning to the rescue, because sometimes businesses have come to me and people have started making money. They have email lists, they've done all of those small things to get started, but now they're stuck. One, the money has either stopped, or two, they have too much money coming in and they can't organize it because they have not done the business plan. You need your roadmap, right? And that's what I want to show you how to do. That's what I do. I help startups. I help people who have actually completed their business plan already. We make it more easy and effective. So the other thing that a lot of people don't realize, and I've done this on some of the social media sites, I've posted questions like, who knows how to utilize their business plan to make money? And a lot of people will say, what does she mean? What is she talking about? How can you make money from a business plan? And that's what I do in a program. I'm going to give you some tidbits and some peeks into it in the workshop that I'm going to be doing later today, where I'm going to show you actually how you can take the business plan apart and take each section. As you're developing all of the content for your business plan, you're also developing content for your business. And you can interchange this into your marketing plan. You can interchange this into your mission statement. You can interchange this information into your organizational charts. All of these are different parts of the business plan that you can actually use in your daily business. So that we're going to do and lead your customer to you. I'm going to show you how to do that, but I'm going to also show you how to target in and find out exactly who are you selling to. I do this training on a weekly basis with customers. And a lot of times they say to me, oh, I know who I'm selling to, right? So I have a hairdresser, right? She has this beauty salon. And because things changed with COVID, she had to pivot. And we had to find different ways to make money. So this is where she had to really find out who her target customer was. Who was she really selling to, right? And what we did was we found out that she really had 3 different targets, 3 different types of customers that she could be selling to. And by realizing that, you come up with an entirely different plan. But because the business plan was already completed, she could plug and play. So we could pull out the original marketing plan, the original market analysis, where we evaluated things, and we can plug into the different ways that we're going to pivot right into the exact same business plan. So that's the importance of the business plan. You have to make sure that there's some type of organization, some type of direction, and before you go ahead and execute. So you're going to brainstorm, organize, plan, then execute. So I'm excited for the workshop that we're going to be doing later on this afternoon, where I'm going to actually talk about how to lead your customer to you, right? How are you going to actually determine who is your target customer and how are you going to sell to them? I'm very, very excited to do that. I want everyone to bring a paper and pencil. Let's start to build the business plan. Any questions out there? Okay. So I want to know how many people out there actually have written their business plan. Has anyone out there written a business plan? See if you could cut and paste. If you haven't written your business plan, some steps to start writing your business plan would be to ask yourself, why are you actually doing this business? Why are you doing it? Why are you going to change people's lives? What are you going to do to change people's lives? How are you going to change people's lives? What are some of the things that you're going to do to actually make this happen for them? Are you going to do consultations? Are you going to do shows? Are you going to do events? Are you going to have conversations? Right? These are some of the whys in the hows. This is all part of what you would be putting together in a mission statement. So these are all pieces to your business plan. Then next you want to evaluate, what does the market already look like? What are some of the people that are in the industry that you're in? What are they doing? All right. What are they doing already? What's working? What is some of your competition doing? Research it. Find out. Because how are you going to compete with them in the market if you don't know what they are already doing? This is definitely something that I think a lot of businesses, especially startups, they go into business not understanding exactly what the importance is of, where am I in this industry? What spot am I going to take? And that's something that you consider when you write your business plan. Am I going to compete with the big, big, big companies? Am I going to compete with the small companies? Or am I going to carve out a niche for myself? A special spot. Maybe I have a certain niche, as one of my business partners always calls it, that special sauce that I'm bringing to the market, where I don't really have to compete with big or little, because I may be different. I may be just that different that I can do it exactly the way I want to do it. But you have to evaluate that in the business plan. And then you need to really do some impactful research, some numbers. Find out how many businesses are doing it this way, how many businesses are doing it that way, how many sales did they bring in. You have to be honest with yourself. If you're going to compete in a market, you can just say, okay, I'm going to compete with this number of people. But if that's the only amount of business that you want to do, then that's where you're going to research. If you want to take a larger market share, then you're going to have to look at numbers differently. Okay. And then branding. What is it about your business that makes you different? What is it about your business that allows you to stand out? Even if you are doing, there's lots and lots and lots of nail products, right? You can do acrylic nails, you can do gel nails, different types. So if this is something that I want to do as a business, and it's something that I'm going to come up with a brand new product, right? So now I'm really challenging myself. I'm going into a larger industry. Then I need to do all of the research. I need to do the chemical research. I need to do the licensing research. I need to do the market research. How many businesses are like that out there? Where did they start? How long have they been around? This is all the background information you do in a business plan. Now, we help you do that. We help you answer the questions that you need answered, because you're going to have a lot of questions as you go along. And that's why I tell all business owners to definitely start off with a journal, right? Just a little book like this, nothing big, nothing special. But you should keep one with you at all times. Why? There may be situations where you're at the supermarket, right? And these ideas come to mind. If you have your cell phone, a lot of times you may want to just do an audio of it, but then make sure you bring it back to your journal where you're writing down the information needed, because you're going to use this information later as content when you're completing your business plan. As well as that same journal, I promise you, you will use it as you grow your business. You definitely want to make sure that you have some kind of information to take along with you along the journey. Because as your business grows and develops, there may be ideas that you came up with in the beginning that you didn't think were going to be applicable to your success later. But because you actually had that information every step of the way, you're able to plug and play, as we like to call it, right? You're able to put some information in from the foundational level at the next level. So, and then another thing you want to consider with your business is, what type of business are you going to be? And we do an entire section of that. Is it an LLC, a corporation, a nonprofit organization, a partnership, sole proprietorship? And these are things that you want to think about when you're going to form your business, as well as you need to determine what is best for your business as far as finances are concerned. So I always tell small business owners when they're starting to form their business to find an accountant or a bookkeeper. Bookkeepers are really the best because they're the ones that are doing the spreadsheets that are managing your money in your business. This is something that is very, very, very key to understanding, how am I going to form this business? What state am I going to form this business in? And how am I going to function as a business? Because remember, it is about finances, right? We have missions, we have morals, we have branding, we have market share, but it is about the bottom line is, how much money are we making? right? Every business has some bottom line to determine how much money they're making. So this is something you want to think about. What type of business am I forming? And how is it going to affect my bottom line and my financial statements? Then your organizational charts. I'm going through all the different pieces of the business plan. If you're taking notes, you can plug and play into your own business plan that you may even be able to complete once this program is over, this presentation. Is the other thing is organizationally. Who is at the top? Who's managing, right? Who's doing the secretarial work? Who's doing the financial statements? Who's keeping track of the money? As well as who's recording the money, and then who's evaluating the money. Is that all one role, right? These are things that you need to evaluate as a business, because the business needs to have all of these different pieces functioning all at the same time. So you need to determine who is going to do all of these different pieces ahead of time. A lot of times businesses may grow and not be prepared for these questions. And the worst time to try to figure out who is going to manage money is once the money is coming in. All of that needs to be planned out beforehand. What type of programs are you going to be using? What type of platforms are you going to be using? How are you going to be taking your money in? And then strategically, how are you pricing your product? Right? Are you going to start off small? Are you going to start off big? Are you going to who are you competing in your pricing with? All of these are parts to your business plan. So I want you to take notes as you go along. I didn't get any chats. I wanted to see exactly how many people out there actually have their business plan written already. If I can get cutting. Hi, Tikwa. Did we get anybody?
Yes. Let me look at it if you can't see the comments. Daniki, I'm not sure, Briggs. She said, okay. I tried to do before, but she needs help.
Okay.
So maybe you want to connect with her in the networking, or
sure, definitely
meet her in her workshop today to get help with that. Keisha said steps to building a business plan, brainstorming, plan, organize, and execute. So I guess she was just reiterating that. Keisha said, I have multiple business plans, but I have not executed them.
Okay.
And Tracy Brooks Chapel, she said that she needs to create a business plan. So
are they still writing or commenting? Because I would love to know, why are they struggling? Okay. Why do they think that they are struggling?
Okay. And Tanya said, I need to develop a business plan. So it's quite a few people here that needs to build their business plan.
Great.
Unique. Okay, got it. Thank you. Dawn said that she haven't even thought about it.
Wow.
So, yeah. So.
Thank you, Tikwa. Thank you so much. So if everybody can respond back, if you're still paying attention and watching, let me know, what is the scariest thing about the business plan part? So everybody's avoiding it. We talked about that. We're all agreeing that that's something that nobody wants to do, right? I haven't thought about it. I have lots I want to do. What is the one scariest thing? One thing that's scariest about it? One reason you're putting it off? I'm curious to know, because a lot of times business owners are putting something off that they don't realize they're leaving money on the table by doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, any comments back?
Right. So Keisha said for her, her business has taken off so fast, she had to figure out things on the fly.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Keisha, we need to start on that business plan immediately. Definitely. Yes.
And Tracy said, me too. It had not crossed her mind. It has not crossed her mind.
And I know one of the scariest things that you're probably feeling is that I don't know what's next. The money's coming, everything's going different ways, but what's next? What's the next steps, right? Mm-hmm. And that's why you definitely need to do a business plan. So we're going to do the workshop. We're going to actually target in this afternoon. I'm excited about that part, Tikwa.
Right.
We can help them do that.
Yes.
So we definitely, go ahead.
Alexis King says she hadn't even thought about it. Dawn said, I haven't researched how to build one. Tracy Brooks says, I am completely new to all of this. So it's something that she had not even thought about. Kira said, I'm not really thought about needing it as a VA business, but that's all businesses, Kira.
Yes, definitely. Great. I wrote a business plan 20 years ago, and I'm still using that same business plan with tweaking and twisting and pivoting done to it. But because of it, I'm confident. I don't have to worry about where my business is going. I never question where it's going. I'm always excited, when it goes in different directions or when things, really mature into something. But because of the business plan, I don't question what the next steps are. I don't have money coming into an account and I'm wondering, oh my gosh, how am I going to control this? Or how am I going to actually give the customer the product that they actually paid for? Mm-hmm. Any more comments, Sequa?
Yes. Alexis King said, same for me. I did a soft launch without a plan and starting working from scratch. Danique said, projecting the profits in the next few years was a struggle.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Sherelle said, I wrote one business plan, but not for her VA business.
Okay. Do one for each and every business. I do a plan for every program I do. So there has to be some type of business plan going forward. Tiqua is the powerhouse of virtual assistance agencies. And she will tell you a business plan is a must. It is a must. So yeah, I'm excited about Lead Your Customer to You. Within the business plan, you always have your target customer that you're evaluating. Who are you selling your product and service to? So we're going to talk about that. A lot of times people say, hairdressers say, oh, I do anybody that needs hair done. That's who their target customer is. No, that's not the case. That's not the case. There's more targets within that target that if you're selling to them correctly, it becomes easy. You don't have to sell. You stop selling because that means you're having conversations with the right people that are going to be purchasing from you. Any more comments, Tiqua? Curious. So and anybody is listening still, if you want to comment back, who is your target customer? Just give me one name, one word. Just one word. I want to see if anybody understands what target customer means. Sometimes I talk about things in a business plan. People say, well, I wasn't thinking about a business plan, so how would I know the words in a business plan, right? That makes sense. So nobody responded back about target customer, huh?
No, it delays. It's like Facebook. So here it's
it's a little delay. Okay. I'm excited about that.
Dawn Brown said realtors.
Realtor? Okay. So real estate is what you're doing. You're selling properties. That target can get to be so layered.
She's a VA targeting realtors.
Oh, okay. Very good. She targeted, and we can go even deeper. Mm-hmm. We can go even deeper. We're going to do that in the workshop this afternoon. So make sure you come to the workshop.
Okay. Sherelle said authors.
Okay. Another VA. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's a good target, but we can go even deeper than that. I'm telling you, lady, you will find that you have more customers out there waiting for you than you realize when you figure out who your target customer is. Anybody else?
Danique said, young woman.
Oh, that's a big broad one, Danique. Come on now, girl. Yes, we got to dig down into those layers of that one. So I'm excited, ladies. Make sure you come back to the workshop and bring those target customers that you mentioned. And I'm going to help you unlayer them.
Tracy has 3.
Okay.
Yes, realtors, educators, and authors.
Okay. Woo, girl, you got a whole bunch of people waiting now. Because see, those 3 can be broken down even deeper. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. So I had someone who was selling CBD oil, right? And you would think the CBD oil would be a product that, it would just a quick, easy target customer, right? We came up with 3 specific target customers underneath that. So we're going to pull it apart. Definitely.
Okay. Keisha said service-based entrepreneurs. broad.
Okay, pretty general. I want you to dig a little deeper. Think a little, what kind of services, right? We'll talk about that. What kind of services, what age, income level, parents, non-parents. Oh, we can dig. We can dig.
Yep. Kiara said coaches.
What kind of coaches? Come on, guys. You know that. Think about it, right? These are things we don't think about when we're just going out there to try to sell until we start planning out what our business is going to do. You know, what are we going to do Monday through Friday, 9 to 5? If that's the time period you want to work. I don't know about you all, but Tikwa, 9 to 9. It's more like a schedule.
I know, right? Alexis said small business owners who offer memberships and services.
There you go. Okay, now. Very good. Very specific. Now, what type of small business owners and what type of membership and services? Because you may be able to direct that customer to exactly what you want them to do for you. So we'll talk about that as well.
Tracy said DEI. I don't know what DEI is.
DEI. Yeah, I'm lost.
Yeah, you have to spell that out, Tracy.
Yes, let us know. Let us know.
Sharelle says she has 2 others, coaches and publishers. So that's along with the authors as well.
Good, good.
Rika Susan said small accommodation business owner.
Small accommodation. So you know you got to give me some more information about that one. Oh, I can't wait. Good. What kind of small accommodations? What is the amount of money that they have as a budget? That's something you want to think about with that type of business.
And Tracy, she says social justice.
So we're dealing with nonprofits now.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Oh, that's what it means. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Okay.
Inclusion. Thank you, Tracy. Okay. Thank you. Exciting. Okay. So a lot of business owners, VAs that are starting, they know exactly who they're targeting, which is an awesome start. I'm so excited. You guys are halfway there because you already know kind of who you want to target. And now let's target it even more because you're going to use language that only those customers know. You're going to talk to them about current events and things that only those customers will be interested in. And because of that, you're talking to them, not at them.
Yes. Desi Ann said, Caribbean woman, 35 years old, who wants to launch and run virtual assistant businesses.
Woo! That was a good target, right? Bullseye.
Yes.
I love it.
I want to get into VA coaching. So she wants to get into VA coaching right now.
Knowing your target is half of the ball game because now you know what type of things to go look for to target them specifically to offer them. You know, business coaching, people think, oh, it's a business coach.
Yes.
You can't coach everybody. You can't. Yeah. That's why there's enough business for everybody out there.
Exactly. Rika Suzanne, she said I guess she's going into what she just said about the small accommodation. So she said Airbnb or home rental business.
Good. Very good target. Now, what location? Are you going to do it virtually? Or are you going to just be in a particular location or area? I'm just asking you guys questions that I want you to think about when you're targeting your marketing, your social media posts, your emails, even old USPS work sometimes, depending upon what you're selling, especially real estate. People like to see things visually in the mail for things like that. So any other take? I want to make sure I get to everybody.
Yeah. So far, that's it.
Okay, good. Well, I want everyone to think about their business plan. If you haven't started writing one, let's get started. Please, it's time. I want you to think about your mission and who and what you are targeting and who and what you are selling to and who you are trying to make a change with. Then once you've done that, you definitely need to determine where in the market you're going to be. Why are you here? Right? What is it about your business that is going to change the world. And that may seem a little bit too big or too grandiose, but no, your objective is to change the world in some way, shape, or form. So then after you've gone on and you've thought about those kind of things, now you have to figure out who else is already changing the world, right? We're realistic with ourselves. Who else is already changing the world? Because we're not the only ones out there doing it, right? So where do we fit into that category of where they are? Because remember, everyone, for example, we talk about fast food. There's 1,000,001 different fast food restaurants. There's 1,000,001 chicken fast food restaurants, right? So everybody wanted to do fast food chicken. And there's enough businesses out there that are doing it and they are successful at it. So we don't have to necessarily think of it as, oh, somebody else is doing that, so I can't do it. No, we think of it as, this is what I'm going to do. This is what's going to make me different. This is what is going to keep the customers coming back to me because this is how I am doing it and no one else can do it that way. Right? So we're going to talk about that. And then your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. You have to be real with yourself. What part of this business can be threatened, right? A lot of businesses learned this with COVID, that they didn't know there were threats out there that they actually had. And they had to learn to do something, that word pivot everyone talks about, right? So this is something that a lot of business owners have had to learn. What are their actual threats? But understand too, what are your strengths? What is it about your business? How many years have you been in experience? How many different employees or outsourced companies are adding to your product and your service, right? And then your weaknesses. What is it about your business could just be a little bit better? What is it about your business that you plan on improving as time goes on and with more experience? And then what are the opportunities out there that your business offers? What are the opportunities that are offered to your business? That's called SWOT. I know a lot of people talk about SWOT, and you don't know, what does that mean, right? And then the threats, again, we talked about that. So those are all different pieces to your business plan. And then you have your financial statements. I can't stress enough, if you don't have a bookkeeper, you should get one in business. You should have someone that understands the business of finances to consult with, to assist with, to help you actually develop your actual financial systems within your business. Why do I say that? You know, we hear stars talk all the time about how I made $1 million, I made a lot of money. But one of the main reasons why a lot of them lose their money is because they had no one setting up financial systems for them. Systems that they can check, and systems that their people, you know what I mean, can check. So I tell all of my clients, you should always know how much money you've made for the week and how much money you're going to be paying out for the week. You may not know down to penny and cents, but these are general numbers that you should know. And how do I do that? If I'm doing all these different things in business, money is coming in, how do I keep track of this, right? You keep track of it because what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you have your profit and loss sheet. You're going to make sure you have your cash flow statement, right? You're going to make sure that you have your balance sheet. These are all sheets and statements that you put in your business plan, but they also help set the basis and the foundation for your financial systems. And this is something that you really want to develop with a bookkeeper or an accountant. Someone who understands how to set up these systems. It doesn't have to be an expensive system. There's QuickBooks, there's Zoho, there's different programs out there. You may want to do just a simple spreadsheet on Google Sheets, you know what I mean, or Microsoft Excel. It depends. Every business has a different need, but it's something that if you're not looking at the financial statements of your business, you're going to fail. Because why? It's your money, right? You need to know exactly what's going on with your money. And then, like I said, we talked about the organizational part of things, but the process of your business. This is something that a lot of businesses fail at because they don't think about the process and documenting the process until it's time for next steps. And by that time, it becomes a lot of work, just like the business plan, right? If you don't do your business plan ahead of time, it becomes a lot of work because it becomes something else that you have to do while running your business. Okay, so we want to do the same thing with the processes. So what process does your customer get from the beginning of the marketing through them paying you, right? And then them getting their service. And then if you're doing it correctly, your customer should be coming back to you. Okay, but what is that process? So they get this email, right? Then they get this something, then they respond this way, and then they respond that way. We like to call the beginning, at least the beginning part, maybe all the way through, depending upon what platform you use. That process is CRM, Customer Relationship Management Systems, right? This is something that you need to understand and have in play. If you have not thought about what type of customer relationship management system you're going to have, you haven't thought about the process of your business, because you have to have something documented from the time you are introduced to a possible customer, a lead, until the time they've paid you. And then after they've paid you, have you actually given them their product or service yet? Or is that another process? And if that's a process, have it documented. Because once things get big, once you pick up in sales, right, you're going to have to teach this process to someone. And if you haven't documented that process in the beginning, once again, on the back end, it's a lot of work. So I urge you, as you're learning these things about your business, that's why I said, make sure you have your journal, right? This is the key thing I tell people all the time. Keep a journal. This is something you may just want to sit down when you're just maybe waiting for something, right? You're in a waiting room somewhere. Let me write down the process of what happens from the time my customer pays me until the time we finish our service with them. Or let me write down the process from the time the customer is interested in us until the time the customer has paid us, right? These are all the different steps and processes. And this is the organizational chart. So I tell all of my customers in the beginning, dream big, right? So you're going to dream that you have this fabulous location. If you could have all the money in the world, what would your office look like? And you sketch that out. You have to dream big, because by dreaming big, you have a goal to reach, right? So if you're going to take baby steps to get somewhere, have that goal, right? Dream big. Have that picture of exactly what's going to happen next. Know what you're going to do when you get to that phase where now I have to hire and outsource people. And understand that you cannot do it alone. Don't be afraid to spend money on different things to assist your business. Don't be afraid to spend money on different things to assist your business. No, you may not spend $800-900 on that laptop this month, but yes, you may need to spend $250 on the social media manager assistance. Because think about it, if you're doing virtual assistant work, somebody has to be doing your virtual assistant work for you, correct? You know, people laugh all the time. I say coaches have coaches, and people are like, well, what do you mean? Well, if I'm a good coach, I should have a coach. So if I'm a good virtual assistant, guess what I should have? A good virtual assistant, right? So let's not forget about those pieces to the puzzle that we're going to need for our business that we need to write down as startup costs. Last but not least, we're going to talk about startup costs. What do you need for your business? Do you need a laptop? Do you need a printer? Do you need a desk? Do you need a camera? Do you need a microphone? Remember now, we're post-COVID in a sense that it's been here and we've learned how it can cripple business. So we have to be prepared always to be able to do things virtually in our businesses now. Right? Pens, paper, ink cartridge. All of these things are startup costs. Things that you know that you're going to need, transportation, depending upon what your business is. But you have to be honest with yourself about it. Okay, we have some questions. Tikwa, please give them to me.
Okay. So Tracy said, how do we handle ageism even though we come with years of experience? I find this to be a threat.
In starting a business, really? I'm curious to know what her business is.
Tracy, if you could put that in the comments, that would be great.
And if you mean technology and being able to keep up with it, take classes and workshops. They're out there. They are. You definitely need to do that. Learn Let me figure out how to do Microsoft Word. Let me understand what Google is about. Just take the time and do it. Take the time. It's well worth it to become more prepared because like you said, with years of experience, especially as a virtual assistant, the administrative skills are probably top notch, right? So that's your niche.
He said as a virtual assistant.
Right. That's right. So definitely really consider that. Take all the workshops that you need, do all of the training and the courses that you need. Take your time and do it. And then maybe you may have to read over some things again. Be prepared. Like I'm not technology savvy and so I practice. I practice over and over and over again before I do any type of presentation. It's not something I just jump on here and do. No, the night before things you have to practice. Any other questions, Tikwa?
Denique said, I have experience with a CRM, but not creating one. I work with one at my 9-to-5. Would love to have one for like a future business. So I guess you're talking about CRM for a business.
They are awesome. One, they make your life so much easier. Two, the analytics and the information that you get back, depending upon which ones that you suggest. I would suggest researching to see which CRM is best for you because every business does not need every type of CRM. So that's a whole course in itself in determining CRMs. Definitely. But we have all kinds of partners out there that can help you with that. If you definitely want that information, ask me, please.
Yes.
Email me.
And that is it.
Okay. Well, thank you, Tikwa. I'm excited about the workshop this afternoon.
Yes. I'm pretty sure. I mean, from the responses you got, I see that you're probably going to have quite a few people in there with some questions about that.
Great. So we can do it like this again. That would be awesome. So that I can definitely, answer the questions because I want it to be workshop-ish.
Yes.
Word. I made one up.
Be ready. Work it out.
Bring that paper and pencil.
Exactly.
So you guys have your book. Your book.
That's the purpose of this whole thing is for you come to get it done. It's not just to come and just consume more information. This is why I had the workshop and I had these speakers come in and say, I really need you to like really dig deep and help them in whatever area that they need help in. So make sure you attend the workshops, ladies.
I look forward to it. Have a good morning and I'll see you guys this afternoon.
Thank you, Khadija.
Take care.